And let's see how this goes today as we start out in Marin's house.
Is it Marin's house or Taryn's house?
Might be Taryn's house. They both live there.
Well, yeah. They also kidnapped us and took the shield.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and grab that shield. Because actually, fun fact, you can't leave unless you get that shield. You're stuck in the house until you grab that shield, so you can't skip that shield. We're going to now go get our sharp stabby thing, and we can go do some stuff.
So we're going to get like a kitchen spork?
Something along those lines. I hear it cuts things.
So, butter knife then.
Yeah. Yeah, thing's a butter knife. Very dull, I'm sure.
Just beat things to death with the front of your sword.
Just bluntly smack them.
Whack, whack, whack. So we saw SeYsEySR doing a little damage boost off the Spiny. That'll get him into the spot where he can get the sword a little bit early. But Mighty's actually going to have a better time getting a rupee if one spawns from that Spiny.
And at this point, they're going to be trying to get 10 rupees. You can duplicate rupees because the shield counts as a separate sprite. So you can actually get 2 rupees if you're able to time it correctly. You can get 10 right on this beach if you're lucky.
Oh, would you look at that? SeYsEySR didn't get very many rupees on the beach. It's almost as if he's cursed.
And mghtymth only needs 1 more. So he's going to get some time back if he can get that last rupee quickly. SeYsEySR has a little bit of work to do. And there's that rupee. Mighty is all set. I heard one for SeYsEySR. So Mighty is going to go ahead and... Mighty, you're stealing the shovel. Why are you stealing?
It's fine. Just stop looking at it, and then it won't be a crime.
Oh, and now SeYsEySR is stealing the shovel. We have criminals here, ladies and gentlemen. Fun fact, though, the speedrun is a lot slower if you have to buy the bow the normal way, and the bow is extremely super powerful. That is the next thing you're going to be stealing.
I mean, buys things for 980 rupees.
Who has time to get 980 rupees to fire a bow? I mean, it comes with silver arrows, sure, but yeah.
Man, the arrows might as well be silver in this.
Yeah. They're about as strong as them anyway.
So, we see Mighty over here in Trendy Game. He's going to get the powder here a lot earlier than he's supposed to. Because normally we're supposed to go into the forest, get the mushroom, go give it to the witch, have her give us powder, and then we're going to go sprinkle it on Taryn. But nah, that's work.
That's way too much work. Who has time for that?
Not us, that's for sure.
Nope. And both get it perfectly. Nicely done.
Mighty taking a little knock from the dog-wolf thing hybrid.
Cheap. So we're going in Madame Bow Wow's house. This sets a save point. Otherwise, you're kind of lost if something bad happens. So it's just a quick stop in to set a save point. And
so something that doesn't make any sense. It's Madame Meow Meow's house, but she has a bunch of Chain Chomps who are dogs, technically. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Chain Chomp isn't a cat.
Yeah, the tiny one inside is kind of cute, to be honest.
I mean, the other one gives you a bow.
Yeah.
But more importantly, we're going to kill a very specific enemy on this screen, and then we are going to place some bombs within 4 frames of each other. And suddenly, bam! We have performed a bomb trigger, which has set off a cutscene earlier than anticipated. And SeYsEySR not very far behind on it either.
It gets rid of that cutscene. This is a trick we're using a lot throughout this run to get rid of all those nasty, nasty cutscenes. They slow us down, they do!
Excuse me, sir, not all the cutscenes are nasty.
Okay, maybe they're not nasty, but they slow you down.
Alright, so now we're going to be walking over to D1 now that we got the key in the forest, and oh wait, that's not how keyholes work.
Yeah, there must be another keyhole on the side of the statue.
Or Link continues to have noodly arms.
Yeah, something like that.
So now both our runners are in D1. There's going to be a quick little jaunt. Need to grab this key, then we're going to go up and we're going to get the dungeon item for this area.
And this is This is one of the 3 broken items in this game that makes this run super fast.
I'm kind of scared for Mighty. Because now he can't do the quick method of boosting in a room coming up soon.
Yeah, he's down to half a heart. That's going to slow him down a little bit here.
SeYsEy is catching up to him.
They're about on the same screen right now.
It's like 3 seconds apart, I think.
Yep, maybe a couple seconds. That's right. Yeah, he couldn't boost.
Mighty taking the safe path.
Wow, that was a fancy trip around, but he got it. And now both are grabbing their key. They're about a second apart right now, so they're going to both head through this man-made door, I guess is the best way to put it. They're going to work their way around these blocks, and then we're going to see the first instance of what we call a block clip. And just like that, they hop over the key block. No need. They just clip into the wall. And this lets the game think that you're at a higher level than you actually are. And you can just jump over things that are in your way. And
with
never
that,
unlock that key block.
And with that, SeYsEy's in the lead. Taking out the mini-boss with 2 quick arrows. Because arrows are overpowered in this game.
This is why you steal the arrow. Or the bow, rather.
Now here's Moldorm, the worst boss in the game. Gotta hit him 4 times on his tail. Spin slashes count for 2.
And very nicely done by SeYsEy. Mighty is now finishing the fight himself. Also very nicely done.
And for some reason, SeYsEy is splitting on picking up the instrument. That's weird.
Now you're going to notice they did pick up the instrument normally. It should be noted later on in the race. Every other dungeon, we're going to be trying to skip this cutscene where you get to hear the music. So
spoilers, man.
Not hear some music.
Spoilers. That's like telling. It's like telling everybody that the island doesn't actually exist and it's all in the brain of a giant whale.
You ruined the story for me. Why'd you do that?
Well, you spoiled instrument cutscene, Skip. I had to do it. All's fair in love and war.
So we get through the owl cutscene and no way around that one, unfortunately. And guess what? Something's going wrong in the village. Surprise.
Turns out these kids want to give you about 80,000 text boxes, all to tell you that someone has kidnapped a chain chomp somehow.
We did not see where they went. We don't know idea. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. And they talk endlessly, and it's just annoying.
Now a quick trip through the forest. SeYsEy getting knocked out of the way.
And then jumping over the heart piece of shame, because shame.
Shame! Now here's Moblin Cave. Turns out these Moblins kidnapped our dear friend Bow Wow.
And after killing these 4 easy Moblins, we have the Moblin, well, boss.
And it turns out that you can actually skip text by opening the Save and Quit menu in a lot of spots in this game, much more than the deluxe version for the Game Boy Color.
So SeYsEy is first to defeat the Moblin King, or whatever you want to call him.
No, he's the Moblin King.
Okay, it works for me. Mighty is only about a few seconds behind here, going to get Bow Wow. And normally you would take Bow Wow back to where he belongs, but you're asked to take him for a walk, so we're just going to take the initiative and go do Dungeon 2 right now. And we're never going to take him home.
Oh, he's just going to die alone on the top of the island. Wow. Turns out that SeYsEy got some pretty bad luck waiting for that chain chomp to eat the flower.
And Mighty, meanwhile, having trouble with the clip here, so let's see if he gets better flower luck here to make up for it. He does, but he's going the wrong way.
Nah, normally he gets the corner pocket there.
Mm-hmm. So, see, you may notice that SeYsEy got rid of all his powder, and Mighty just did the same thing. They only have the one use for the powder in the entire game, and they have to clip around that powder, which is why SeYsEy left it sitting there. They have to avoid that powder so they can get another important item later that also breaks this game.
But for now, we're going to go through a little 2D section. It should also be noted that if you hold down jump when you're in a 2D section, you actually go higher than normal. And another showcase of how broken the bow is.
Which is very broken. Mighty landing on the spikes. SeYsEySR actually did skip over that without hitting. So slight time loss.
But then again, there's lag. And SeYsEySR fell. Oh no.
And now we have ghosts. And now we no longer have ghosts, and we have a power bracelet.
That's a croissant. And now we're gonna go have a couple of little adventures. We're gonna go all the way to the right and pick up a warp. And then we're gonna go all the way to the left and we're gonna pick up the mushroom. And it should be noted that despite the fact that this category is called Warpless, Warpless actually means no wrong warps, which means every exit has to go where it belongs. And a couple of other little things sprinkled in there, but that's the gist of it.
And these other warps are allowed as a result. So all you have to do is see the warp. SeYsEySR has seen the warp, and he's out of there.
And Mighty going in the opposite direction, first to go get his shroom.
This is the other item we need to get rid of the powder for, because if you actually have powder, this mushroom does not appear. It will appear infinitely as long as you don't have powder. And SeYsEySR gets liked by the like, and now going to his mushroom.
Both of them getting the tech skip for the mushroom, which is kind of hard to time. Because if you save and quit when you are holding the mushroom, but before you pick it up, you just don't get it, and you have to make that entire trip again. And now we're just gonna run on down to Dungeon 3.
Well, SeYsEySR is Mighty still has to open the warp, which he just did. And now he's going to do this again and make his trip to Dungeon 3. Now, before we go to Dungeon 3, we have to actually get the key to the dungeon. There's a bit of a story behind this, isn't there?
Oh yeah, you have to go all the way to Canalit Castle after talking to Richard, who's been kicked out of his home, and all he wants out of his home, don't ignore the jewels, ignore everything else, ignore his loyal servants who have probably died against this
Okay, we don't have time for all that. We don't have time for all that. Let's just jump over a pit here with the mushroom.
Man, there's build up to this. What you doing? You gotta weave a story. You can't just hop down a pit and then trick the game into thinking that you're standing on a solid tile, jump down, and then pick up a leaf that's actually a key.
Yeah, that key actually does form on the way to the dungeon, and we're going to walk to the front of the keyhole, we're going to insert that thing, and we're going to properly work our way around. As you'll see in just a moment, I kind of said that a little earlier than I should have. So here we come, we're going to jump over these islands, we're going to go to the keyhole, we're going to enter. That's not how you're supposed to do it.
Using Link's little noodle arms.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, he's doing it the wrong way. But it works.
And here we are, Dungeon 3. Turns out that pots can open doors.
Only in Zelda.
Also, those bob-ombs, if they hit any sprite, they will explode instantly, so if you can get them to hit like a rupee or a heart early, that's really good. And now SeYsEySR is going to be killing a lot of stuff here in order to get a drop called a Piece of Power. Pizza Power, Dorito, what have you.
Did someone say pizza?
Don't you start, I still have to eat lunch.
Oh, okay. So, that's a Guardian Acorn. We don't want to pick that up because that will void the Piece of Power, so we don't need that. There's a Piece of Power. And that will void the Guardian Acorn.
Guardian Acorn gives you half damage. Piece of Power gives you 2 times attack, lots of knockback, and increased movement speed.
Which is very useful in this dungeon. Now we have our Pegasus boots.
A little run here. I like the strat. Just shooting that poor Stalfos, doesn't even see it coming.
Yeah, I just shot it in the back. That's rude.
And Mighty actually getting his Piece of Power early.
Very nice.
And we missed it the first time, but not this time. That was Dodongo skip, which makes us use a super jump off the corner to knock ourselves over the Dodongo and across the block. You can actually soft block if you mess that up, and it sucks because you have to save and quit all the way back to the start of the dungeon, lose your Piece of Power if you have it.
And get
It's
another
awful.
one. Yeah, it's a pain.
And now Slime Eye.
The younger cousin of Cold Stare only has 2 eyes. It doesn't look like it yet, but you'll see. He only has 2 eyes. And you don't have to encasement and fire it again to come out. So, you know, easier to kill.
And he did. So now, if we're lucky, we are. SeYsEy has opened the menu on the same frame that he landed on the ground, allowing him to get instrument cutscene skip, but just saving and quitting out of the cutscene.
And that saves about, I like to say about 20 seconds, I believe it is.
It's 15-20 per.
Yeah, 15-20 per, exactly. There is one later on that in Dungeon 4, if you finish in Dungeon 4, that gets rid of the whole ghost thing following you around if you end up in the southern part of the world, but we're not going to the southern part of the world anyway.
Required.
Sorry?
It's air quotes required.
Yes, required. Hint, hint, snicker.
Spoilers. It's not. So now, turns out that we need to get the key to D4, which is actually in the desert. But we need to go on this huge date with Marin, talk to Terran to get like a honeycomb so we can give it to a bear, so we can give us a pineapple, and tell us where that sweet, sweet info on Marin's hanging out is.
Okay, you know what? We don't have time for that. Let's just do a bomb trigger. See? We have Marin.
The bomb instrument is just fine.
Yeah, the bomb recorder is fine.
Bow Wow cannot eat owl cutscenes. He can eat a lot of other things, but owl cutscenes are not one of them.
So SeYsEy has to be careful with timing this. If he goes too early, the whale comes back, or the walrus comes back. If he goes too late, the bunny comes on the screen and you're soft locked. And now he can't attack anything because he's in the cutscene mode, which means he has to commit suicide on a cactus.
That's so depressing.
Yeah, how to kill yourself on a cactus just to swing your arm. Really sad.
Man, have you ever fallen in one of those? It's awful.
Oh, they are painful. They're painful. I accidentally put my hand around one once. That's not a good feeling.
You put your hand in one. I went back first into one. It looks like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, that would be quite a jump.
So, meanwhile, we see SeYsEy getting his angler's key, and looks like Mighty's about to go do his bomb trigger to get into Walrus Skip. Now, remember that warp that we got after D2?
Time to use it.
Seems rather convenient.
Not that one.
Wait for it. There's the one.
And we're not doing any weird cutscene, or I mean wall clipping on this one. We're just going to open this one normally.
Mighty scared me a little bit there. I didn't think he was far enough over to get the to get off the screen in time.
Oh, that's a death for Mighty.
Oh no, the humanity. Meanwhile, SeYsEy doing a nice little shack jump off that pushable block in the corner in order to just hop over and out of bounds. But remember, that's not against the rules in this game.
Of course, I was trying to get people in chat to react, but they didn't. No one took the bait. Oh well.
You gotta give them time, man. Remember, chat's on a delay.
Yeah, true. And we're coming up on the first of what we like to call dumb jumps. Why are they dumb? Because they're dumb. There it is.
And then SeYsEy making it look simple.
Question in chat, how long is a Link's Awakening speedrun on average? The world record time, I believe, is 43 minutes, but on average, you might see 45, 50 for some of the top runners. Newer runners, you might see somewhere in the 55-hour range for properly done speedrun.
Feels bad because my time is 54.
Like I said, we'll move on.
Meanwhile, SeYsEy killing Oddball. Oddball? Cue ball?
Cue ball, I think it is. And he gets his flippers.
Gets his flipper.
Flippers. It works. Gets his swimming thing.
Oh, but he's doing the cool one where he does 2 super jumps, tanks off that P-hat twice, and bam.
Ooh, very nice.
Looking so sweet, skips a menu.
And just like that, we're now in the boss chamber, and time to fillet a fish. Dinner, anyone?
Did you know that explosions get fish just to the right temperature?
Mmm, tasty fish sticks.
God rest Cravone. Bless his soul.
Instrument cutscene skip. Let's see. I think he
Gets
got it.
2.
Did Mighty get his first one? I didn't catch that.
I believe he did, but I can't be certain.
Okay.
Seeing as I think we were in the middle of a bid at the time.
Yeah.
So now that we have the dungeon for instrument, normally we'd go anywhere south of Tall Heights, and the ghost would appear telling us, no, I want to be taken around the island, and I want you to be a ferryman, do my dirty work, ooh, but...
I need to see places I love. We don't have that.
So we're going to stay up in the mountains for a while. We're going to conveniently finish Dungeon 7 while we're at it.
To be honest, to be fair, the destination is actually Dungeon 8, but it just turns out Dungeon 7 is conveniently located along the way, so we're going to do that.
Conveniently located as it's on the exact opposite side of the map.
Exactly, that's convenient.
It's convenient enough.
I mean, it's in the mountains.
Yeah.
I'll give it that.
It's like, oh, I'll take a vacation down to the Grand Canyon and then I'll head up to, I don't know, North Dakota.
Exactly.
But here we go. We're going to do Rooster Skip. We're going to go up there and we're going to do a hookshot jump all the way around. Wait, we don't have the hookshot. Wait, what are you doing, SeYsEy?
That's okay. We'll just do Rooster Skip.
That's out of bounds, though.
Unless you do that.
So it's worth noting that if he would have gone left off that screen, his run's dead. Like, that's purely out of bounds and he's done.
That's a dead run.
And now we're just going to take a casual walk up to D4. I mean, not D4, D7. And let's see, Mighty is going in for his kill on the fish. Avenging Cravone.
Fish filleted. SeYsEy significantly head on his way to Dungeon 7 right now, making his way through a very, very vast cave network to get there.
What's the word for going a screen off? Then that's... Oh wait, that is the wrong warp. There we go.
So here we go. You just saw the mushroom used to its full potential again by SeYsEy as he skips over a pit that normally you need other items to get over. And let's see if Bow Wow wants to eat a gargoyle today. Oh. Tasty gargoyles.
Alright. So normally we'd have to, in order to clear Dungeon 7, go around picking up a giant steel ball, using it to break down a bunch of pillars. But turns out that another really useful item for performing demolition is bombs. Oh. No orbs. Not here. Currently speaking, to answer a question in chat, Vlack has the world record with 43.35. He was knocked out of the tournament earlier last month. Yeah.
I was just bringing the page up as I saw that question to confirm Black with a 43.35.
SeYsEy is actually
second with a 43.48, and then behind him is Alos and Z-Master, 43.52 and 44.01. Just to give an idea of some of the top times on the leaderboard. Xander is actually 6th. He's one of our semifinalists as well, and he'll be racing the semifinals later this week.
Ooh, SeYsEy getting a nice Goomba surf. You have to be 1 pixel in to the wall and do a naked super jump to get up there. Naked super jumping, you don't use a sword or a bow or anything.
So we're going to kill this bird after doing our proper bomb demolition treatment on the tower to get it down to 3 floors.
You gotta finish it off right.
Interestingly, bombs... Well, he's using a different method that I'm used to. Usually you see the bombs and the bird on the lower row. He took the upper row in one case, which is interesting. Now this will be our final. This will be our final heart container. We will explain more later.
That's just French things. And he gets another one. That's 3.
3 for 3. Very good start for the instrument cutscene skips. I don't know what his PD pace is, but I imagine he must be close to it here.
He's close, but he's not on it because I keep on saying red.
Yeah.
And now Mighty's opening up D7.
Yep, Mighty has also gotten a gargoyle eaten. And SeYsEySR is going to wander across the the Lost Mountain Bridge using much. I think
he's going to open. He's going to open the save equipment at the same time as the text box appears, and he's going to go into the white screen.
I didn't even know what happened there, but anyway, hey, Marin. So we're not going to rescue Marin. She can stay up here.
No, she's going to die up here.
Spoilers!
But wait, if you enjoyed that mushroom use, here's more.
Oh wait, there's more.
And SeYsEySR being safe, using the shovel and boots in order to lock himself in place with a dash jump.
Very nicely done in one attempt by SeYsEySR.
Looks like Mighty's having a little bit of trouble on that bomb trigger. I prefer to just stick those ones in the pits myself.
And now we see the joys of carrying Bow Wow around the mountains with you. Bow Wow sailing off the screen periodically with other sprites.
Oh, you know, just Elder Tor things.
And hey, convenient phone booth up here. And meanwhile, next door, bomb trigger.
Is that a turtle in a rock?
That is a turtle in a rock. In a convenient form of plagiarism, this steals a dungeon name from Link to the Past. It's another turtle rock.
This dungeon is absolutely better, though.
Oh, it's more interesting to watch. That one's just linear and boring, you know?
I dislike Turtle Rock myself in Link to the Past.
Yeah, it's a boring linear dungeon.
I don't think linear is the word I'd use to describe Turtle Rock, in my experience. I'd say that somebody decided to draw a bunch of squigglies and called that a dungeon. And then dropped their piece of paper on the floor, picked up a new piece of paper and said, okay, this is actually where the boss is going to be. And Mighty having a little bit of trouble with his Goomba Surf.
So, are you ready to see the game completely broken, ladies and gentlemen? It is time to see the game completely broken as we do more wall jumps here.
That one's actually shenanigans.
Yeah, and we actually get the magic rod, which is truly magical, isn't it?
Oh, yes. It basically generates a whole ton of lag if you use it right.
And we're going to see an example of that very soon. This is not the example.
SeYsEySR, come on, don't bonk against the ice. So, by opening your menu at the proper time while using the magic rod, you can create a whole lot of lag and just deload things in other rooms as you enter them.
Like that boss.
That's a mini-boss.
Mini-boss, yeah, mini-boss is the term I meant.
I don't know if we can do it to bosses. I wonder if SeYsEySR will show that later.
Yeah, I wonder if we can do it to bosses. That'd be interesting to see. We're going to get our boss key, meanwhile. Now we're going to head back south, and we're going to see Cue Ball for a moment, and then...
We're going to fall up.
This is not actually a wrong warp, as you might think.
That room just happens to be directly below the Cue Ball room, and we kind of just fall into it because we get clipped into a wall and we like fast fall down or something. That's, I believe, overflow is the word that's used a lot.
Yeah, that's the word I've heard a lot.
And it looks like Mighty gets his D7 instrument cutscene skip. I love it. And we're actually going to be back to finish D8 later for SeYsEy.
Yeah, I'm just going to get to that, actually. D8 is the second dungeon we're going to be ignoring for now for finishing. Just because it's faster, do it later.
So, as we head to Lag City, SeYsEy taking a little stroll down some stairs.
Why do you call it Lag City, I ask?
I don't know, could it have something to do with the fact that Bow Wow is 5 separate sprites, and you have to enter screens that have so many objects on screen?
That'd be a good reason.
So much stuff.
That'd be a good reason to call it that.
Like this. Not to mention, whenever he's using his boots, each of the clouds is a sprite. And the only way to reduce lag is to not use your boots or to kill things.
I love how Bow Wow just ate the Armo statue.
Well, that's normal. And Mighty doing his lovely jump over the pit which kills, but he misses, oh no!
Take 2.
And of course, the magic rod is not only used for deloading, it is also used for killing.
In rare circumstances. But then, isn't deloading basically like killing?
If it never existed, it's not dead.
Ow. Oh, we got
There's
a
a guardian
acorn from SeYsEy.
Alright, so to touch on something that we've actually not talked about the entire time, we can actually clip partially into walls in this game. And we're going to see one of the uses of that right here on Mighty's screen that we actually missed on SeYsEy's. If you clip into a wall, you don't get knocked back. And that allows us to skip having to use the level 2 shield to get through that flamethrower cave. Thus, flame skip. And we have used wall clipping so much. Like, without you guys seeing it, we've used it in almost every dungeon. In fact, no, every dungeon so far.
Yeah, it is, truly. Meanwhile, let's see if Bow Wow wants to do another cutscene.
Yeah, he does.
Yum. Yum.
Delicious. I wonder how reality tastes.
I like donuts.
What's that a reference to?
I don't know. Simpsons? I don't know.
Possibly. Anyways, D6 is the deload dungeon.
Like
because
this.
We just keep on doing it.
The developers didn't put anything in that room. Like, that was planned that way. There's nothing there.
There's no annoying whiz ropes and a arrow drop.
And we'll just climb this wall, no problem.
Brutask, you're asking the real questions here. Is this reality if it's in a dream?
Yes. It's Link's current reality.
I can feel that.
Okay.
So now that we have the boss key by throwing a pot at a chest, similar to how we throw pots at doors, we're gonna go over here and wait, this isn't the way to get to the boss. There's a hint thing here that also happens to be a sprite, huh?
And just like that, deloaded. And yeah, we
Don't need
that. We don't worry about that key block. We don't need it.
There's another little nice shack jump there that we can do. And then many deloads later, get ready to fight the boss.
Or not.
Because he can deload bosses. And
So-
SeYsEy does not get his ICS for D6.
So that's now 3 for 4, I believe. Now, remember I said before when we defeated the bird way back in Dungeon 7, if you remember what that was, that would be our last heart container? Notice that we did not get a heart container for not defeating the boss.
Because we deloaded the heart container too.
Exactly. So, this is their life for the rest of the game.
It's not so bad. The game's totally beatable on such low health.
Oh yeah, totally. Happens all the time.
Also, we forgot to mention this yet again, but on Mighty's screen we're going to see it. When we do the overflow up to where that chest is, that actually has a level 2 power bracelet, so we never need to get it in D6, and that despawns the owl, not the owl, the ghost.
Sensei now dropping down into the water, going underwater to get to the catfish's maw. After having just done the face shrine where we just came from. So we're now in the catfish maw, and this is the last dungeon we have to enter, but it is not the last dungeon we'll complete because we still have those two we're going to come back to after we enter.
So, normally, we have to go around fighting Master Stalfos, who has stolen the dungeon item, which is the hookshot. And we have to fight him 4 times in order to get our hookshot from the room that's just over there to the left.
Yes, the quote-unquote required hookshot.
You're doing it again, man. You're spoiling what's coming up on the run. Now we're gonna have to tell them that we don't fight Master Stalfos at all.
I didn't say that. You didn't.
You forced me to. How could you? You put the microphone to my head. And then you forced me to say we deload Master Stalfos twice.
Yeah, so this is the other deload dungeon as we refer to it. Comment in chat, but he's the best mini boss. We know. It's too bad. We're never gonna see him.
I'm gonna do a hot take. He's not a mini boss because he doesn't give you a teleport.
Ooh.
He's just an enemy.
I thought he did on the last one though, am I wrong?
No, he doesn't.
Ah.
And there's our dumb jump for D5. And we get the boss key for that.
Yeah, what a dumb jump. Yeah, that clearly you're supposed to have the hook shot to do that room, but we just do the dumb jump. This game tried hard to put hook shot spots everywhere, but we just use a mushroom to get around most.
I don't know how SeYsEy's doing these deloads, to be honest. He's firing the magic rod when he's in the air. And he's just landing and going through. It never lasts that long when I do it.
This could be why he's second on the leaderboard.
French strats.
So we're gonna run across this pit magically now, and he makes it on with those ultra grip boots he got from some online website.
Psh. We told you the feather was broken. We don't need no stinking hood shot.
Yep. So he does get the ICS, it looks like. So 4 for 5 on ICS. mghtymth doing Leg City, as you refer to it right now, going to level 6. And going back to the Catfish Maw, so we're going to head back underwater, because, you know, there's only one way in, one way out. You have to go back out this way. Don't really have a choice. We're going to go north past the lovely mermaid, as we drag Bow Wow with us. By the way, you get to help her in the game, and in Japan, it is not a bracelet. That's all we'll say.
Psh, it's a bra. She lost her top. And she yells at you if you dive anywhere on that screen when she doesn't have it. We can't be afraid to talk about these things, man.
Yeah.
So, now, if you guys remember, we don't have any more hearts to get. So we just pick up that health. And that's the last health that we're going to get for the rest of the game.
Yeah, no more fairies, no more health. Unless you get a random heart drop somewhere. But we're not worried about those. And back to Dungeon 8, we're going to finish up here.
Alright, time for some shenanigans. So, we just barely clip into this wall here to avoid falling in the lava, and we're going to do a super hop. Just like that. And then we're just going to jump across that lava.
Easy as that. And now for hot... Never mind.
Man, you gotta cool your head.
Yeah.
And there's ICS for D8. That's now 5 out of 6.
5 out of 6.
It's a shame he's not gonna PB on this, so as far as I can see.
Yeah, it looks like he probably won't. He has about 5 minutes or so. Less than 5 minutes to do it, so I don't think he's gonna be able to.
Oh no, you can totally do it. I just keep on seeing red at the end of dungeons.
Yeah.
And turns out that the magic rod destroys those flowers. It's an excellent question. I have no idea how many ICSs the world record run had.
I would have to watch the run to find out if it was, I'd imagine probably 7, but I'm guessing 5.
My gut is telling me it wasn't 7, it was like 5 or 6.
I'll have to watch that and find out.
So now this room. We gotta kill these enemies in a very specific order. This Pole's Voice, the Keese, and the Stalfos. Just like
Otherwise, that just doesn't appear.
deload these enemies here.
So remember I said earlier that we were going to come back and do this dungeon later because it's a lot quicker to finish this boss later? Well,
first we're going to fall in a pit.
Yeah, first we're going to do that.
We're going to fall in a pit again. Can we go for 3?
Nope.
Say you disappoint me.
So, as I said earlier, it's a lot quicker to do this boss now because it doesn't even show up. And that's about easily a solid minute boss fight, so a lot of times...
I don't think it's a minute. I think it's like 40 seconds or so.
Yeah, it's long anyway.
It's too long for our tastes. So
Yeah.
now, we have all our instruments. Which means that it's time to go bug a whale.
Well, first we have to deal with an owl, which we got rid of that.
What owl?
Recently. Yeah, we don't. It didn't. Guess it's taking a vacation. And
All right, now we should have a moment of silence.
Music. Silence. And the Ballad of the Windfish is powerful enough to put a hole in the side of an egg. That's how you get your eggs cracked in the morning.
Yeah, you know, this is how you separate your yolks from your whites.
Yeah, very convenient. Mighty did not get the cutscene skip on Dungeon 6, I noticed during that. And now we have a straight path, but this is actually not randomized, is it?
Alright, so the deal is, as soon as you read the book in the library with a magnifying lens, the order gets scrambled, but if you go in without having read it, there's a default.
And it's always going to be left, left, up, right, up, left, up. And that was, I guess it was left there for dev testing because they have to be able to quickly get to the parts of the game they wanted to test while they were making it. So it was left in and we can access it if we can.
All right.
Break the game
So we
down.
gotta cover some things really fast.
Let's do it quick.
We did a bomb trigger coming into this room to skip the boss text that got rid of the music. Then we did a very precise setup to kill the blob on our sword, because normally we'd have to have powder to kill it. And now we are getting into very specific positions to fight Aghanim, but SeYsEySR screwed it up because reasons.
Yeah, that was reasons.
But we can manipulate this to get 100% of the energy balls and not the splitty blue balls.
Oh my. And Shadow Aghanim is down.
So now we're getting into a very specific area here, which SeYsEySR unfortunately let loose.
Didn't stay in.
Normally, we get him into a certain spot, we spin slash, and then we can just slash until he's dead, without him moving at all.
But unfortunately, he moved.
I think he was a bit low on that one. So now, Shadow Ganon, we just bog standard dash into him with the sword, does a lot of damage.
If you've played Link to the Past, you know how to do this one.
But you're not using your bow.
No, I'm talking about just the first phase. And now the final phase.
We skipped over Shadow Landmola because no one cares anyways. So now 16 arrows into the Eye of Deathel wins you the fight.
And if you happen to get that last arrow in while that arm is under you, it's worth knowing that the arm still has a hitbox. It can still hurt you, and it does a heart of damage. And this will not be a PB. SeYsEySR's timer did just turn red, unfortunately.
Wah, wah. And another saving quit menu to skip the text there. And that's all she wrote for SeYsEySR. He has finished with an official SRL time of 44:30.
44:30 is just, according to what I'm seeing here about, I'm doing math, bear with me, 42 seconds, I believe, shy of his actual PB according to the speedrun rankings. So not a bad time, very good time from SeYsEySR.
Meanwhile, on Mighty's screen, he has just finished D7. gotten his
D5,
ice.
you mean? D5?
Yes, D5, my bad.
Meanwhile, we'll see if SeYsEy wishes to join us here. Okay, I'm taking a look at the channel right now, and I'm just seeing what's going on here. It looks like Mighty has chosen to forfeit from the race, unfortunately. So he has called it quits, decided it's not worth finishing this run.
It is what it is. He put up a valiant fight.
So as SeYsEy causes the island to basically die, there goes our lovely little baby Chain Chomp with the bow. All of a sudden, Bow Wow is back home. I don't know how that happened.
The game assumes.
Yeah, the game just assumes things. There's Terra in the woods. And there's Marin, not on the mountains, just by the windmill. And there goes the island.
There goes the music, too.
Like it was never there.
What island? All I saw was a vast stretch of ocean.
All I see is the horizon. That's all I see. So SeYsEy will be joining us. Gonna be right back, and he'll be joining us here.
Meanwhile, we have Mighty. How you doing, Mighty?
Hello.
How you feeling, pal?
This is... you know.
I mean, it was a pretty good run.
No, it wasn't.
It was good for my standards. You have to remember this.
You don't have to lie, it was terrible.
Man, you're still beating me. That counts as a good run.
So you say it was a bad run. What do you feel went wrong on that run? Up, do we lose him?
No, I'm thinking. Because there's a lot that went wrong. Well, the bomb triggers in Dungeon 7, missing the save and quit on the key. After that, that's when I really gave up.
Yeah. As for SeYsEy, how did your curse go?
Hey, hello everyone. The curse, actually it was pretty good. I didn't feel any curse today.
And GG, good, a very good time, by the way. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you.
Almost sub 44:30.
Yeah, yeah, that was a good time.
It's a good job to both of you. Both put on a great show.
Congrats, SeYsEy.
Congrats, Mighty.
So, SeYsEy, anything that you feel could have gone better with that? Aside from, getting more rupees on the beach? Not missing
More rupees on beach is a thing, definitely, but except for that, that was pretty good. The only thing I am not really satisfied is the final boss. Keep tough. This is this is dumb, but
you let him loose, pal.
Yeah, but other than that, it was really good. I'm really happy, especially that I didn't play for 2 weeks, so that was good.
And just I'm not sure if it would have been the full amount of time, but if the rupees on the beach had gone better and you got that last instrument cutscene skip, that would have been pretty close to a PB, I think.
Maybe. I think I lost something like 20 to 30 seconds at the beginning.
With the rupees, yeah.
So close to PB if I got good RNG.
And that's just how this game works sometimes. Sometimes the RNG can swing against you and the curse takes effect and there's not much you can do in that case.
Yeah, that's true. But I got first try Goomba Surf. That was good RNG.
That was nice.
So, we see next week we'll be having SeYsEy versus Spice Father and Alos versus Ander. You scared, SeYsEy, for fighting Spice?
A bit, actually. I can definitely lose it versus Spice. is a really good opponent, and I need to play good.
Just to give an idea to the audience of why we are excited about these matchups coming next week. You're against Spice next week. Spice is 7th on the leaderboard. His PB on the leaderboard is a 45-46. Now, I don't know if that's been updated because that says about a month ago. I don't know if there's been a new one since then. Spice would be able to answer that better than I can. But that they're only about a couple minutes, not within a couple minutes of each other on the leaderboard, near the top of the leaderboard. So this is going to be a really good race next week. You want to make sure you get this race between SeYsEy and Spice Father. Should be a great race coming up next week.
Hope so, yeah. The other race will be good.
Exactly.
Xander versus Olos.
Yeah.
You know, Xander's the tournament's just against Xander. He keeps on having to fight the really good people despite being really good at the game.
and that's a 3 versus 6. So that's a 43-52 versus a 44-38. They're within a minute of each other. That's going to be an absolute barn burner of a match. Both matches will be good next week, and then of course after that, whoever emerges from those, whether it be, I'm sure the odds-on favorites would be SeYsEy versus Olos for the finals, but any of them could emerge.
Nah, man, it's gonna be. I hate to break it to you, SeYsEy, but it's gonna be Spice versus Xander.
Yeah, Spice versus Xander. That will be great to see as well. I can see any of those four getting to the final because they're all.
I want it to be Spice versus Xander, and I want him to meme on the second race. Just to make it go 3. So, Mighty, what'd you think of the tournament overall? You had fun?
Yeah, I did. I'm shocked I got here.
Yeah, I'm not so surprised.
It
I
was
believed
a fun
in you, pal.
time. Was nice running Link's Awakening, even though I haven't really been running it much.
Oh, what's your plans for after this? You're gonna go back to Seasons and Ages?
Oh lord, no.
D2 skip. Be afraid.
Well, I want to keep running Link's Awakening for a little bit, but I also got Minish, so we'll see.
Well, I suppose that's all we got for the day.
Well, any last thoughts from SeYsEy? Any challenge coming forth to your upcoming opponents? I think I'm trying to see if Spice Father's in the chat, but I don't see him. So, any words for Spice Father going into your challenge this week for the semifinal?
I don't know. I just wish him good luck and hope it will be a good race.
And we'll keep an eye on the schedule for when that does show up. We'll see when that happens. What I can tell you right now is that the first of those semifinal matches, or at least the second on the bracket, is already scheduled. That is between Xander and Olos. And that is and I'm actually wiping my eyes to make sure I'm reading this correctly.
No, it's right.
7 a.m. I have to say I will be asleep, so I hope you have a good run that morning. But August 14th, 7 a.m. Eastern time. That's about noon British time. So if you're over in Britain or somewhere in Europe, you're going to be able to have that as a nice early afternoon lunchtime treat. So something good for you guys over there. And we'll catch that afterwards for those of us that sleep in like me.
Or for those of us who are driving into work during the run.
Yeah, exactly. So keep an eye on that, and keep an eye on the schedule for SeYsEy versus Spice Father. That will be showing up on the schedule in due time as well. And I don't know if it'll be before or after that match. If it is after, we'll talk about during that match too, obviously. But keep an eye for both those races. They are both going to be great races, and let's just say you don't want to miss these races if you can.
Oh, sir. So, for all of us at the Link's Awakening tournament and for...
Before we wrap up, let me cover the speed gaming schedule very quickly, if you don't mind my doing that. I was just bringing that up.
Go for it.
So if you want to stick around on this channel right now, I do want to point out it's scheduled 6:15 start. So basically, right after we're done here, we're going to have the SG Live qualifiers for Zelda Ocarina of Time Randomizer. That is for the SG Live event. I think our bot is broken, but we do have an SG Live command in chat when it does work. And you're going to be able to get all the information for the event. Actually, the bot is fixed. Thank you, Wolfman. The bot is working here again. So you can get all the information for the SG Live, Speed Gaming Live. That is a live event, kind of the same idea as the GDQ events and other events, but it's a speed gaming event. There's several tournaments going on at that event. as well as a separate marathon. And all of this will be broadcast on the Speed Gaming channels between August 24th and 27th. Make sure you tune in for that at the end of October. If I said August, I meant October. I apologize. October 24th and 27th. And we have all these qualifiers going on here on Speed Gaming for the event. And those are coming over the next couple weeks. So make sure you stay tuned for all of that. The Zelda Ocarina of Time qualifier is up next on this channel. For those watching on YouTube, what will follow will be the semifinals between most likely Xander and Alos, or between SeYsEySR and Spice Father, whichever one of those happens first. And that's what you'll see next on our YouTube playlist. But for those watching live, stay tuned for those qualifiers right now. We also have Link to the Past Randomizer daily race. Actually, this is a weekly race. The weekly open race, Sunday Open 5:30 race going on Speed Gaming 2 right now. Later tonight, the channel's not yet assigned. I think it's going to depend on the Ocarina of Time qualifiers. But there is at 10 o'clock a Zelda 1 randomizer weekly race. It will either be on Speed Gaming Main, where we are right now, or on Speed Gaming 2. I'm not sure which yet. But that is the only other event scheduled besides those two this evening. So stay tuned for that if you like some Zelda 1 randomizer. I might actually watch that myself. I need something to watch tonight, so I'll probably do that myself. So any last thoughts from you, Phantom Matt?
No, thank you for watching, everybody.
And make sure you follow Phantom Matt, and make sure you also follow our runners. I'll get their links in chat here. So their names are not coming up in the chat. Never mind. That will not work. So make sure you follow the runners and thank them for the great races they put on and for the participation in the tournament and for the ongoing entertainment here. Make sure you follow Phantom Matt, so obviously a runner of the game himself here. And me, I'm just some pleb who just likes to talk about games. So I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon. Make sure you follow Speed Gaming 2 through 6 as well for all these events that come on here. You can know when they come on. Have a great afternoon. I hope we see you for the semifinals. Looking forward to them. They're going to be good races. Don't miss them. Have a good day, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.